What is up, crew? It's Ethan Tomlinson. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can get your journey started into the stock market and how you can make your money make money for you. If you already know about the stock market and what it is, then you might want to skip to here. But if you're brand new to this and you're just getting started, then let me guide you through this. The stock market's role in the economy is basically to create a financial hub for people to invest in and make money from these big companies that run the world. Your job is that when you invest, you want to make the right decisions so you can make yourself some profit. You do this by buying and selling stock. Stock is basically a chunk of a company, and the more money a company makes, the more that chunk is valued. To make things short, when you buy stock, you become a part owner of that company, technically. You have a say on who runs the company by voting on the board of directors, which most people just ignore that part, but just saying. An exchange is basically where somebody buys what somebody else has sold, and that's basically where you're going to be making your money. Stocks have recently begun to be more popular because it's been a lot easier in the more recent days than it has been in the past. Because nowadays you can buy stock and everything on your mobile phone or your computer, and it's all kind of virtual. While way back then you actually had to have like a certificate. And it wasn't until 2013 that Robinhood introduced this way to basically buy and sell stock commission free, so you didn't have to pay a fee every single time you bought or sold, which was a huge game changer. So let's get started on how to begin your trading. Number one, you're going to open a brokerage account. This is a place where you can hold your investments online through a broker, and it only takes minutes to create. There's all sorts of different brokers you can find on the internet, such as E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Trade-Ovate, and just others if you do your research. On any broker, they're going to need a lot of your personal information, but don't freak out because that's just to make sure that it's really legit and stuff. So make sure you're not on like a fake website or anything. If you're unsure of what to invest in right now, I'd recommend putting some money into the S&P 500 because it's basically going to guarantee you some returns over time anyway. The second thing you're going to do is set a stock trading budget. The do's and don'ts of these are that you should invest what you're comfortable with losing, just in case you happen to lose everything. Don't use money that's for close term things like any debt you have to pay off or down payment or even your tuition. Number three, it kind of splits into two different places to where you're going to be either an investor or a trader, or maybe you could be a little bit of both. When you're investing, you want to find those companies that you're most interested in holding medium to long term, and you're going to invest mostly on the dips, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're holding long term because you want to have that graph just go up anyway. But you're going to invest in these consistently over time just to build a higher portfolio on them. Now, if you're trading, you're going to find companies that you want to be holding more for the short term. This is generally a lot riskier, but it does provide a quicker cash flow. And it kind of does take a little bit of training and knowledge, and some of it might look scary. Like you see these charts and you're like, what does that even mean? But I will teach on those in the future too. The fourth thing is kind of optional, but I kind of recommend doing it for yourself anyway. And it's practice on a virtual account. I wouldn't want to call them games and more of like practice, but basically you can go on like Wall Street Survivor, or Trade-Ovate lets you open a demo account. Basically they give you a budget to work with, and it's not real money or anything, but it lets you practice investing over time. And I'd recommend this a lot more if you're going to trade because you do want to practice before you just put in any of your own money. 5 is that you definitely want to keep track of your returns. If you can't make a return that's better than 9% through the year after inflation, you're just better off investing into like an ETF or an index fund that'll get you a 7 to 8% return on average anyway. Now these are the very basics of how to get started, and it should be quick and easy. And in the future on this channel, I'm going to be going into more depth on these. But anyways, that's just the tip of the iceberg on this. But if you're interested in more, I would consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you know when I post, because some stuff I post will be recent news and you might want to be able to watch that sooner than later. But thanks for sticking through with me, and I hope you've had a wonderful day, and best of luck in your journey along here. And as always, thanks for watching.